Right now, there is a number inside your monthly budget that you have completely stopped questioning. Cost of being alive. That number is their car payment. Questioning it is the exact moment it started winning. The average new car payment in America right now is just over $700 a month. $700 every single month for something that is guaranteed to be worth willingly, and the specific mental framework that separates people who build wealth from people who fund dealership profits for their entire adult life. And I promise you, by the end of this video, you will never look at a monthly payment the same way again.
Let's start at the beginning, the dealership, because the entire experience is engineered deliberately and precisely. Tablet and writes down a single number. Not the total price of the car, not the total interest you will pay over the life of the loan, not the true cost of ownership including insurance, depreciation, and maintenance. Just one number, the monthly payment. This is called payment framing, and it is one of the most effective sales techniques ever developed for high-ticket items. Because when you see a monthly number, your brain instinctively compares it to your monthly income, not to the total cost of the purchase. Your brain asks, can I afford $399 a month? Not, can I afford $32,000 plus $6,000 in interest plus $4,000 in insurance premiums over 3 years? The monthly number feels manageable. The total number would make you walk out the door. So they never show you the total number first. They show you the monthly number and let your brain do the rest. Behavioral economists call this the unitization effect. When a large toast is broken into smaller, recurring units, the human brain dramatically underestimates the total. We are wired for immediate comparison, not cumulative calculation. And the dealership has refined this technique over decades. They know that if they can get your monthly payment under a psychological threshold, usually around $400, you will feel like you got a good deal regardless of what the car actually costs. This is why car commercials never say, this car costs $38,000. They say, starting at just $399 a month. It is the same number, presented in the way most likely to get you to say yes. But payment framing is only the first layer of the trap, because once you are focused on the monthly number, they have 3 more tools to make sure you stay focused on it and never look at the bigger picture. Tool 1, the term extension. You think the payment is too high? No problem. They stretch the loan from 48 months to 60 months to 72 months to 84 months. Your monthly number drops. You feel better. You never stop to calculate that you just agreed to pay interest for 7 years on something that will be worth almost nothing by the time you own it. Tool 2, the trade-in distraction. They offer you a number for your old car, a surprisingly decent number. You feel good about it. What you don't realize is that number is being quietly absorbed into the new deal to keep your monthly payment at the number they already decided you would accept. Tool 3, the add-on avalanche. Extended warranty, gap insurance, paint protection, interior protection, tire and wheel coverage. Each one gets added to the loan individually. Each monthly increase is small, $20 more, $15 more, $12 more. But by the end, you have added $3,000 to $5,000 to your loan without ever writing a single check or feeling a single large purchase. 3 tools, all designed to do the same thing. Keep you looking at the monthly number and away from the total cost. And they work. They work on smart people, educated people, financially literate people, because they are not exploiting stupidity. They are exploiting the way every human brain processes large numbers.
Section 2, the real math they hide. Now, I want to show you the numbers they never put on that little card they slide across the desk, because this is where it gets genuinely alarming. Let's take a real example. You buy a $30,000 car. You put $2,000 down, you finance $28,000 over 60 months at 7% interest, which is close to the current national average for new car loans. Your monthly payment is around $550. Feels manageable. And over 60 months, you pay $33,000 total. That means you paid $5,000 in interest on top of the purchase price. $5,000 to borrow your own future money. But here is the number that never appears in any car commercial: depreciation. The moment you drove that $30,000 car off the lot, it lost approximately 9 to 11% of its value, just from driving it home. In year 1, the average new car loses around 20% of its value. By year 2, another 15% is gone. By year 3, your $30,000 car is worth somewhere between $15,000 and $18,000. So at the midpoint of your 5-year loan, you owe approximately $19,000 on a car worth approximately $16,000. You are underwater. You owe more than the car is worth. And if anything happens, job loss, accident, life change, you cannot sell it to cover what you owe. This is not a rare situation. This is the standard situation for the majority of new car buyers in America. Being underwater on a car loan is so common it has its own name in the finance industry. They call it negative equity. The dealership calls it a trade-in opportunity. They will happily roll your negative equity into your next loan. And here is where the trap compounds. Because when you trade in that underwater car for a new one, that negative equity does not disappear. It gets added to your new loan. You are now financing negative equity from the last car plus the purchase price of the new car. Your new monthly payment goes up, your new loan is longer, and the cycle continues. Over a lifetime, the average American will own around 13 cars. If each one comes with a payment, a trade-in cycle, and rolled over negative equity, the total cost of car ownership across an adult lifetime can exceed $250,000. $250,000.
That is not the price of the cars. That is just the additional cost of financing them. Now let me show you the other side of that number. $250,000 invested in an index fund, averaging 8% annual return over 30 years, becomes approximately $2.5 million. The difference between a lifetime of car payments and a lifetime of investing that same money is potentially $2.5 million in retirement wealth. That is what the monthly payment is actually costing you. I am not saying never buy a car. You need to get to work. Cars are a practical necessity for most Americans. I am saying that the structure of how you buy it is one of the most financially significant decisions you will make repeatedly throughout your entire life. And most people make it by looking at one number on a piece of paper slid across.
So what is the actual right answer? I am going to give you a clear framework, not an opinion, a decision-making structure you can apply to your specific situation. Question 1. Is this car a want or a need? Be genuinely honest, not defensively honest, genuinely honest. The need is reliable transportation to work and back. The want is the specific model, trim, year, and feature package you have in your head. You may need a car. You do not necessarily need that car. Question 2. What is the total cost, not the monthly cost? Take the purchase price, add every dollar of interest over the full loan term, add average insurance costs, add estimated maintenance. That is the number you are actually deciding on. Compare it honestly to your income and your financial goals. If that number represents more than 3 years of your ability to invest and build wealth, it is too much car. Question 3. How long will you keep it? This is the most important variable in the entire equation. A car purchased and kept for 10 years is a completely different financial decision than a car purchased and traded in after 3. The longer you hold, the more the depreciation cost spreads out. Americans, it is the second largest monthly expense after housing. It is sitting inside your budget every single month, reliably, quietly, taking money that could be compounding in your favor and converting it into a depreciating asset. And the reason most people never examine it is the same reason most people never examine any recurring cost that has been present long enough to feel normal. The brain stops registering things it is fully adapted to. The car payment became background noise, and background noise still costs money. The next time someone presents you with a monthly payment for anything, not just a car, I want you to do one calculation before you respond. Multiply that monthly number by the number of months in the agreement. That is the actual number you are deciding on. That is the honest number, not the monthly, the total. And then ask yourself one question. Is this total number moving me toward where I want to be financially? Or is it funding someone else's business model while I tell myself I am getting a good